Speak Live, Australia's #1 pop culture podcast and TV series. I'm your host, Todd Bailey. Joining me, this man here.
Wake Copson on Pots and Pans.
The sexy devil that he is, and our special guest tonight.
Used to be known as Batman Bond correspondent Brendan. I don't know what I am anymore.
Loose ass Chloe is what we like to call you.
Steve won't let me call myself that anymore.
Won't he?
He's not here. Fuck him.
Fuck. No, we don't say that. That's not right. This was meant
Allegedly.
This was meant to be a serious podcast tonight. We were meant to be recording a pilot for something secret that's coming up soon. But you know what?
And then Todd had 5 drinks.
Todd had a couple of drinks and said, fuck this shit. We are going to do a regular podcast. So guess what? The F-bomb is going to be dropped. If you are sensitive to the word fuck, shit, or fuck, make sure you tune off right now. We're not allowed to say the C word, and I'm fucking looking at you, Jim.
Hey, it had nothing to do with me.
Last week he wanted...
You almost called Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
which is funny because
week.
Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith actually did call him that.
Oh, really?
On Hollywood Babylon.
There's been big he-hups in Hollywood this week because... We've had Sly Stallone has come out this week and had a stoush with Bruce Willis.
He's called Bruce Willis lazy and greedy.
Actually, Ralph Garman called Bruce Willis the same name he called Justin Bieber on Hollywood Babylon as well.
He dropped the C-bomb on him.
And that was before this Expendables story broke. And you know what? I'm with Ralph.
Have you seen the footage of there's 2 interviews Bruce Willis has done in the last couple of weeks, right?
For Red 2, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, despite Bruce Willis being a dick.
First one was with a British journalist. Okay, he was a radio host or something like that.
Yes.
And he was actually quite good. Like, you know, we've done radio. We've interviewed people before.
He was really trying.
He was upbeat. He was kind of trying to get, like, they'd promote a movie. He was asking about the movie and about, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was an absolute fuck. He was so disinterested, sat there with a look on his face. Now, what also irked me, Mary Louise Parker, who I think's a pretty good actress.
She's banging for someone in mid-50s now?
No, 40s. 40s.
Sorry.
Banging someone to be in that
Sorry,
movie.
Mary Louise. Like, you know, you're still a hottie.
Although,
but anyway, she, instead of kind of leading Bruce back and going, let's do this serious, she played up to Bruce Willis, and the interview was an absolute bomb.
Right off.
He was just an arrogant prick. And I thought, maybe he's just having an off day. Then the next week, he does an interview. I can't remember which station.
it was in England as well, wasn't it?
No, it was in America. It was in America. And he's done this interview. He rocks up. He's fully dressed, but he puts his bathrobe on over the top, okay, in the hotel room. And they're like, Bruce, can you take your bathrobe? No. Sat there, they asked him questions. Real prick about it. If I was the director or the producers of Red 2, I would be ropeable.
Yeah, the studio should...
He's the big name of your movie. He's out there meant to be selling it, right? He couldn't be fucked. Honestly, he really couldn't. So, Sly Stallone has turned around this week, come out and gone, Willis out,
Harrison
Ford in.
And it took him the 72 hours to do it.
Yeah.
To replace Bruce Willis.
And then he's turned around and said, Bruce Willis is lazy and, stick to formula. Yeah, that's a great career move, right? And I thought, well, good on you, Sly Stallone. Good on you, Sly Stallone. Anyway, because I love Sly Stallone. I'm a Rocky fan and everything.
I am the law.
I can't believe Bruce Willis wanted $4 million. $1 million a day.
It was 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days' work.
Yeah.
$1 million a day.
And Sly offered him $3 million for 4 days' work.
Yeah, and he went, no, I want $1 million a day. It's like, fuck you, Bruce Willis. I used to love you, Bruce Willis. I grew up when I was about that high. That's a bit young, isn't it? But anyway, by about that high, I grew up watching your movies thanks to my older brothers. And you know what? I always thought Bruce Willis, what an awesome bloke.
We even thought Hudson Hawk was fucking cool, man.
You fucked Demi Moore, you legend, you, okay? Now, Ashton Kutcher's got your sloppy seconds, but we'll forgive that. You're up this tall, you're bald, and you're an arrogant fuck, Bruce Willis. Pull your head in. I used to love G.I. Joe Retaliation. His character was shit. And the worst one, I fell asleep in this. On record. This is on record. I was about
to say, I only watched this last week for the first time.
How shit is it? Die Hard 5. I micro-napped during that film.
Do you know what I thought about it?
It was on the plane and I didn't watch it. So.
Okay,
good. Well, you know what? You know how you didn't sleep on the plane? You should have fucking watched that. You would have nodded off on me.
My impressions of A Good Day to Die Hard was as just a generic, brand named action film.
Yep.
It was average.
Oh, it was fucking
But
average.
it was not a Die Hard film.
No.
And the part that just blew my mind was, spoiler alert here for everybody who hasn't seen it, and for you, Wade.
Yep.
The finale is in Chernobyl, like the Chernobyl nuclear plant, okay?
Yep.
He and his son walk in wearing no protective gear at all. The fucking villains that they're chasing are wearing full bodysuits and breathing
Hazmat
apparatus
suits.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
They walk in with nothing.
Guns blaring.
They, at the end of it, they land in a pool of water that has been in the plant the whole time, and they walk out and the son's like, oh, that doesn't matter, it was rainwater anyway.
Oh, fuck off.
That would be acid rain.
You know what your biggest problem is there? Right? You're trying to put logic into a Bruce Willis movie, a Die Hard movie.
And
There's
the
no
other
logic
thing,
in these films.
The other thing that I totally forgot about till just now, when, again, spoiler alert here, when the son kills the big bad,
Yep.
did you notice what they did?
No. I fell
They
asleep.
showed him falling off a building, and they did the Hans Gruber, like, following him down in slow motion,
Oh,
just
really?
like they did in the first one.
You know what? You can't beat Alan Rickman as a bad guy, though.
Yeah.
He's a good
Shoot
bad guy.
the glass.
But Robin Hood?
Yes.
Love him in that.
Cancel Christmas.
You 6:30. You 6:45. What pissed me off is that I'm pretty sure in the Middle Ages they didn't have 6:45.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
You know what I do love though? I love him in Harry Potter too. Potter, you know, like fucking he played Severus Snape.
I love
so
him.
good.
I love him in Dogma.
I just love him. Alan Rickman.
He's a
yeah.
eunuch in Dogma.
Yes.
How good is that? My man here to the side has said he'd take a shot in the mouth from Kevin Smith. Alan Rickman, I'd give you a handy just to fucking just to meet you. You know what? I'd get you to sign my left boob. Okay, and
I think you had to think about
I
that.
had to think about that. I'd get it,
You're too busy looking at the camera and
mirror image of
okay,
yourself.
your left. No. Your left is my left.
No, seriously, I've had a few drinks. I can't remember what's left, right, and I can't remember my own fucking name. Anyway, moving along.
Todd.
Todd. Okay, Tom Hiddleston. I'm going to mention Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Loki.
Yes, do you like him as an actor?
Yeah, and he's in a new role. I saw images out today where he's on a horse.
What's this for?
He's playing like a Templar knight by the looks of it.
Oh, I like movies based around that time frame. But I'm going to get to he's not in the Avengers sequel.
He's coming
He's
out
in
and
Thor
said
2.
he's not.
He's
He's
in
in
Thor
Thor
2,
2,
the Dark World.
Which the new trailer landed this week. We'll
How
talk about
fucking
later.
sweet is that? But anyway, he's not in Avengers sequel, so perhaps he'll plague Marvel's Agents
vegetarians.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. instead. Now get this, right?
Yep.
That'd be
The
cool.
Loki actor spoke with Crave Online this week about appearing in the upcoming ABC television series, saying it would be something that would depend upon the script and the story, but yeah, of course, I'm up for it. Right? Finding a place for the God of Mischief makes sense given his role in killing
Yeah.
Agent Phil Coulson in the Avengers. Now, I still say that Coulson is not dead. I think he's an android. I'm just putting that out there into the ether. Now, he's already talked to co-creator of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Joss Whedon, about the small screen project, and they're like speculate away because chances are he could appear in a guest appearance as Loki on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Now, get this though. Speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Colbie Smulders, right, playing Mariah Hill. Now, the actress spoke with Hollywood Reporter this week, and she's also talked about wanting to continue the role of Mariah Hill once her work with
Let's
How
say
I
How I Met Your Mother wraps
is
this
done.
year. So
it might spin out into a recurring role
Did you
for her.
see the image that was tweeted this week?
Was it naked?
It's her. No.
Well, I didn't watch it then.
Well, it was her in the gear in front of the shield.
God, is she actually Canadian?
I think I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, because I watched a bit.
Well, the people
I watched
at
an
home
episode of,
watching the stream tonight.
Can I say,
tell
I'm
us?
getting messages at the moment about the stream, and my father-in-law just told us to stop the fucking swearing.
So Brendan's father-in-law.
Hello.
How the fuck are you? It's a fucking great show. Let me fucking tell you. Anyway,
It does have an MO rating, by the way.
I must admit, I watched an episode of How I Met Your Mother the other night.
Yeah.
Where it was the intervention one. And it has
Yes.
the thing about where it flashes back to the damage done in the apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's when she goes full Canadian. And she's got the hockey jersey on, and she slips into the whole Canadian. You know, like I'm going to give you a summer teeth. Some are going to be over there. Some are going to be there. I passed out from blood loss. Okay, this just went right. Toddy Jr. was like, "Hello, Colbie Smulders, talking Canadian, and with an ice
hockey jersey on.
That's just filled all my fantasies right there.
It's
I
done.
tell
So you
you.
got similar taste to Kevin Smith then? He loves his wife getting around in an ice hockey jersey.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
But not his hockey jerseys.
No.
There's like 3 or 4 other people in there with her. To fill it out. Yes?
Speaking of TV series, I can't remember on the show last week. Did you guys talk about the proposed Flash TV? Had that happened after
Mate,
you
I can't remember
podcasted?
5 minutes ago.
No?
we didn't.
But
We touched on it on Sidekick last week, which
is
I
this coming
think
out of San Diego Comic Con?
no,
news?
it sort of
Tail end?
broke.
It was kind of tail
sort of
end.
broke after Comic Con.
We'll
I
say
think,
it's the tail end.
yeah, with the whole Flash going into Arrow, how do you guys feel about that?
3 episodes, right, throughout this second season of Arrow.
Yep.
Early on, I think it's 8 and 9, and then 20.
Number 20 is essentially the pilot for the Flash TV series. Arrow, I'm only up to episode 9. I've become
really?
hooked. I was a slow... I watched the first episode and went, oh, God, this is like Bold and the Beautiful with superheroes. I stuck with it.
Has it actually finished on regular television in Australia?
No, it's way behind.
I think it's got to be close.
No, because I tuned in the other week and it was up episode 8. And that was like 3 weeks
Really?
ago. Yeah, it's way behind.
Okay.
I know
Anyway,
it had to stop for Origin.
but that's well worth it. I've become hooked now.
Oh,
I'm
mate,
now
it
watching
just gets better.
But to the people who keep promising me, Todd, we're going to bring in the rest of Arrow for you. Where the fuck is it? Okay, because I'm like a junkie. Okay, I'm mainlining Arrow
And it's
into
finished
me.
in America, so there's no...
Where the fuck is it? Bring it in. I can't keep hanging. Okay, I want to
Actually,
see what the hell happens.
While I think of it, I believe, and actually, I know my mother's watching this, and she'll want to hear this as well.
Hey, Deb. How you doing?
And my brother as well. Arrow, I believe,
Ash.
very early October.
Yeah.
It's got a DVD release here in Australia. Season 1 of
fantastic.
Arrow is
There you
coming
go.
out
Well,
early
hopefully-
October.
Hopefully, if all these slack fuckers that keep promising me Arrow, the rest of it,
Yep.
I'll watch
Dude,
it
I
by
can
then.
give it to you.
Well, did you bring it with you tonight?
Actually, it's in my laptop.
Oh, thank
I can give it to you.
Well, technically, we're
love
not...
this
We're not...
man,
We're
right?
not
Not my laptop. Theoretically, if it were in my laptop bag.
Anyway, getting back to it.
I was just going to say, we don't endorse
we don't
piratism.
endorse it, but we do dabble in it. Anyway, what I was going to say was episode 20 is the spin out for the Flash TV series, which is apparently it is going to get picked up and go to air, but they've been seeding things for ages. Iron Heights Prison Penitentiary in Arrow season 1, which is in one of the episodes I've seen. That is actually from the Flash comics.
Oh man, they name drop so much stuff from
Bloodhaven,
multiple
I think
comics.
they mentioned Keystone or Central City.
Oh, they all get
times.
name dropped.
So they're building a DC
I said
universe.
Nanda Parbat gets mentioned there
Yep.
towards the end. Yeah.
So I'm like, everyone's going, oh, what do you think about it? I'm like, as long as they do the effects right for Flash.
See, that's
But
yeah.
My apprehension to it is that they're doing this so that they can introduce Flash into the DC universe.
Well-
and the same actor will be playing the Flash in the movie.
That's what I was going to say.
Which means
Warner Brothers
that
have
means the
said
Green Arrow needs that character, that actor
Stephen
needs to
Amell.
play Green Arrow
could do it in
the
a movie,
series.
one of
He
the
could.
stories I heard is that Warner Brothers are wanting an actor to play the Flash who also has big screen chops.
Yep.
Don't know if it's going to happen. But
Do you know who I've always picked? Now, I'd pick him for Wally West, not Barry Allen.
Bradley Cooper.
No. Alan Tudyk, who we got to interview in Sydney, by
Actually,
the way.
that's
He's
not
fantastic.
bad.
I always pictured him as Wally West. He's got that cheeky kind of persona that Wally West always had. And
Yeah.
I think, because he's a ginger, Ginge. He's a
He is
ginger.
indeed.
And
Do you
he's-
think he could bulk up?
He could.
Yeah, of course he could.
Not bulk up, but,
Of course he
but
could.
he needs to be like a sprinter physique. you
Yeah.
know?
I think he could. I definitely think he could do that. But honestly, Alan Tudyk, such a gentleman to interview in Sydney. He was such a nice bloke.
He was
honestly.
lovely.
As you said.
He was, and you know what? I could see you as the Wally West mate, but I know they're going to go for Barry Allen, so I don't know who they're going to cast for that. But
I don't know.
It'll always be Alan Tudyk for me.
It's it's going to be interesting. This whole how Warner Brothers are really starting to seed other characters. It's exciting, but
Speaking of
Dubious
DC
at
and
the same
other
time.
characters,
Yeah.
you played Injustice, Gods Amongst Us?
I haven't
The
for a
game?
while. But I have
No,
played it.
I've been slack. I've been drinking instead of playing video games, but you know they bring me fun either or either. You haven't played it yet?
You were playing some old video games the other day when I walked in the
I
shop.
played Age of Empires.
Age
3.
of Empires 3?
Yeah, managed to get it to retro work with Windows 8.
Yeah.
That was a fucking challenge. Gingy, you still haven't come over for
On that note, I'm going to go.
No, you haven't come over for a boys' night at my place to play.
Yeah, I'm going to go now.
Because I want to whoop your ass and play video games.
I was about to jump in
Thanks,
there.
man. Thanks, I appreciate
I
it.
like the ladies.
Thanks very much.
Anyway, but when you put a wig on,
That's
you're
what
pretty
Liberace
convincing.
said too, man.
I wish my brother George was here to see me. We're going to get to that in a minute because you know what? There's one film.
Because I got a photo with him.
I'd honestly go along and watch that movie.
It's meant. One of my co-workers saw it.
Douglas.
She said it's really
and
good.
Matt Damon.
Do you know that was a telly movie in America?
Matt Damon.
Yeah, do you know that Liberace movie was a telly movie in America?
Was it?
Yeah, it was
I'm getting it on the big screen.
Yeah, we've got a big screen here,
Anyway,
but it was a telly movie over
but
there.
I digress because these fuckers are confusing
I wish
me.
Sharknado was a cinema release over here.
You haven't played it. You have. It's a good game, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Right, loved it. Okay, and Amy, if you're watching tonight, yes, you whooped my ass.
Technically.
A girl beat me playing, and she's good. She is a video game. You know what? You should be playing in the Nationals or something like that because you're good. I am such a bitch when it comes to video games. Right? I'm a mutton basher. I'm a button masher.
I'm a mutton basher.
Let's have another sip of that.
I'm a mutton basher from way back too, mate. I like cougars. Yeah, swallow that. If you loved me, you'd swallow it.
I was going to say, you're a mutton basher. You've been to New Zealand twice. One of them was with me. I never saw you near a sheep.
No.
Anyway, getting on to it. Just when it seems as though NetherRealm Studios might have wrapped up on its characters for Injustice, you know, the DLC characters, downloadable content. Okay?
Yes.
They have now announced, as of this week,
Zatanna.
Is your new DLC
And
character.
the character design looks really good.
She's wicked. Like, I've always had a soft spot for Zatanna. Did you read the comic series written by Paul Dini?
No,
who's
but
one of the best comic writers ever.
But I've always wanted to, purely for the fact that Dini wrote it.
Two
And
volumes.
he loves that character because when he was writing Detective and
Zatanna
even
was a
like
big character in it?
pretty much if you ever watch the Justice League cartoons and Zatanna
was a
ever
big character in
if
it?
she ever creeps up, it's like, yeah, Dini wrote this one.
Yeah.
I do want to read it actually.
So they've released the trailer this week. It looks. I posted because I managed to actually work out how a computer works, and I got like when I was sober, and I which is very rare. Anyway, I managed to upload that video to the Geek Speak. I think we've had a few hits on it. People are like, "Oh, it's a pretty cool character," and I can't wait to check her out. I'm like, "Hell's yes!" She wears a top hat and fishnets. I mean.
Do you know, actually, I mentioned I've been talking in Sidekick. Actually, I mentioned how I've watched Smallville all the way through.
By the way,
in some of the later seasons,
ladies, fishnets and top hats, and you've got the Geek Speak crew.
so in some of the later seasons, Zatanna actually shows up in some episodes,
Does she?
and she is ripped straight from the pages. I can't remember who plays her, but
Cool.
it's really well done.
He just had a box of tissues handy when those episodes were on.
They weren't
Anyway,
sad. I didn't need to cry.
Shut up. Anyway, while Zatanna's magic is definitely on display in the game with props like a magic wand, a deck of cards and more, don't expect her to be rattling off words backwards very much.
I was going to ask if she'd do that.
Although many of her spells
'Cause
are
it doesn't
impressive,
work.
from teleportation to fireballs and electric shocks, the only time she actually says a phrase backwards is to cast a spell during her ultimate attack.
The ultimate,
you know, when
okay.
you've done the whole
Yeah.
ultimate. There's some fucking
It's
wicked
like the
ultimate
fatalities,
attacks.
essentially.
It's really... right, so which takes her enemy to a different dimension, encases them in a magical box, and drops it back to Earth. That's her ultimate
Cool.
attack. So that's going to be pretty cool. But I was always wondering if they would put her into say, Arrow, or they brought her into the movies.
Was
right?
Justice League Dark?
They're talking about doing a movie for that.
Is she? Yeah, she's
Would
one of those
you have
characters.
her talking backwards? Because that would be pretty hard for any actress to pull off.
But the problem is, the thing is, for the audience at home, are they going to understand
You'd
what
have
she's
to,
doing?
You'd have to subtitle it down the bottom.
And that's just going to look shit house.
Yeah, because
No, I reckon they'd go for it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She did it in Smallville.
I was just
It worked.
But did you understand what she was saying?
I didn't really have.
I just
Well, when you
realised-
saw the results of what happened, you could kind of put two and two together.
Oh, okay.
I just realised that I've gone my notes backwards because I was going to talk now about Sylvester Stallone, but we've already fucking done that. And by the way, he actually said, he sniped and said, greedy and lazy are sure formula for career failure. Ooh! Ooh, Sly.
And when Sly Stallone's ribbing you
1-2
about
there
career
from Sly.
failure,
Bullshit!
what the fuck?
You can fuck right off.
no.
Have you seen Bullet
Fuck
to the
right
Head?
off.
no, I'm saying, but my point being consistent all the way through. Bruce Willis.
Have you seen Fist?
Br-
Have you seen Over the Top?
Bruce Willis?
I rest my case. They're
Bruce
fucking
Willis
great films.
has been an A-list actor all the way through. Stallone, there's
No,
about
he hasn't. He's done some fucking
What
shitty
about
films.
that lull before he did Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
had
I
a couple of
suppose.
years off, and then there was after that he did that...
Well, you would too if you broke up with Demi Moore. You'd be a little bit pissed off, a little
especially
bit.
if she hooks up with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Seriously, honestly. Jobs. Have you seen the trailer for Jobs?
No, I
Where he plays
haven't.
Steve Jobs? I'll watch it, but I'm kind of like, Ashton Kutcher, can't you just fuck off and die? Like, you're a fucking shit. 2.5 Men. You can't replace Charlie Sheen, you dumb fuck.
Did you hear the news about
no,
2.5
hang on,
Men
I'm
this
on a roll. Charlie Sheen was 2.5 Men, okay? And, you know, he's gone off and done Anger Management. It's not good, but it's still fucking
It's
better
an
than-
alright show.
It's an alright
It's still
show.
better than 2.5 Men
Have
at
you
the
watched
moment.
2.5 Men? Honestly,
Yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
Law, pull your fucking head in, right? Kiss and make up with Charlie Sheen. Offer him a blowy and a half a kilo of cocaine. I don't care, right? Get him back because your show has gone shit without him. Charlie Sheen winning. I love you, Charlie.
Do you know what broke this week about 2.5 Men?
No. You know that gay character.
You know that the boy, like the young kid, is now gone.
Has he?
He's gone.
Yeah, because he come out and said, "I can't endorse this show."
I know how he said that. He had been born again.
I read a few months.
He found Jesus.
I read a little while ago that he wasn't going to come back, and it's come out this week. I can't remember the young actress's name. But she was in stuff like Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants, and she's married to the guy
we've never seen. Jim.
So like Selena Gomez or something.
No, she's married to the guy who plays Tobias in Arrested
Still not helping, Brennan.
Really? Anyway, she is going to be in the new season as Charlie Sheen's illegitimate gay daughter.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That just screams fucking winning all over.
Can they let this show die?
Chuck Lorre, go and count your money and fuck off to Cabo in Mexico for a little while.
Shouldn't he be more
still got Big Bang going?
But have you watched that lately? That hasn't been all that good either.
They keep on introducing characters too, and I think that's...
It's like fucking, it's the scattergun effect. Boom, boom, boom. What sticks? Oh, that shit did. Let's go with that. Fuck you, Chuck Lorre. Anyway, Charlie Sheen, winning top.
Although, if you want to give us a show, hey, how you going, sir?
He's not going to do that after I just said he's a fucking hack.
Would you take a shot in the mouth?
Did I actually call Chuck Lorre a hack?
I don't know.
Chuck Lorre, you're a fucking hack. I did now. Anyway, moving along.
Sylvester Stallone did, not you, allegedly.
Hey, no, Sylvester Stallone, he's still a guy. Have you seen that? He's got that new one where he breaks out of jail and with him and Arnie together.
Is it Prison Break or
Escape Plan?
Escape Plan.
If you haven't done
I can't wait to watch that.
Pop along, check out. I can still see you coughing on camera.
Are you do yourself a favour?
Do yourself a favour. Pop along and check it. That's my catchphrase. Fuck off. Anyway, do yourself a favour. Pop along.
Just say it a lot of times doesn't make it.
It's a catchphrase. Pop along and check out Escape Plan with Sly Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It looks sweet as. It's going to be... And Vincent D'Onofrio, who has got...
I can't believe you can say that drunk.
I can't believe... Can I have another one of those, please? I can't believe how big... I watched Pawn Shop Chronicles the other day, right?
Glad you finished that sentence.
P-A-W-N.
I watched porn. Okay.
Shop Chronicles. Anyway, and it's got him, and it's got Paul Walker, and it's got Thomas Jane, it's got fucking DJ Qualls, it's got
everyone.
What's the Dylan that no one likes?
I don't know.
Matt Dillon?
No, Matt Dillon. That guy, right? He's in it.
Really?
He is. I'm fucking serious. He's in it, and it's a twisted film. It's like short stories that all tie into one another. But anyway, I watch it. He's gotten big. Vincent D'Onofrio was a good actor once. Now he's fat.
So he's saying just because he's put on weight, he can't act?
Hey? No, he kind of lost his acting mojo. It'd be like if Ginge suddenly becomes skinny. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Hang on, what?
I love you.
That means I wouldn't be funny anymore.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. But anyway, what was I talking about? Anyway, follow along, check out that trailer. It's time to move along to comic previews. Are you ready for this? Can I get a drum roll or something like that? I requested a soundboard tonight, and because... a couple of people were drinking.
Where are you looking? The camera's over there.
I'm looking at the camera. There's 5 of them. Anyway, I was lucky enough to check out a preview this week of Afterlife with Archie. Now, this is, if you're a comic book retailer or you're an Archie fan, you go, I give Archie to kids.
So you mean like Archie is in red-headed Archie?
Archie.
Okay.
Archie, what? Has he got a last name, Archie? Has anyone ever read it and then has he got a
Never read it.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I just always called him Archie. But anyway, Archie...
Are you sure it's Archie or just Archie Comics?
No. Because
you don't want to make that mistake and make yourself look like an absolute dickhead.
To that previous host of Girly Geek Speak. You dumb bitch. Anyway, Afterlife with Archie, it came out the preview came out this week. Not to be racked with your regular Archie comics. This is Archie kind of for adults. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's the dead. It's like... zombie apocalypse and all that kind of stuff, whatever. Now, it is written by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. Right? You try saying that 10 times bloody quick.
The fact that you're
Roberto
3 sheets to the wind
Sacasa.
and you saying these names is really impressive.
Just shows how good I am. Anyway, now the art. You used to read... you saw this guy's artwork on Detective in the backups. Francesco Francavilla.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes.
Very nice. It's Heavy line work, but it's a clean storytelling. He tells a story clean way.
Yeah.
Okay, Francisco Francavilla. Now he's an Italian artist. If you couldn't gather that, then my accent is shit. Now he did work on Zorro for Dynamite Entertainment. Detective of Comics, obviously, was Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder used to write those little stories, and then Francesco came along and did the artwork. He also works for Marvel Comics on Black Panther: The Man Without Fear, Captain America, and Bucky, and Hawkeye. So there you go. Now, Afterlife with Archie hits the shelves Wednesday, October 9th in the States. Okay? In Australia, you're going to get it probably Thursday the 10th, because we're about a day behind the US, okay? Retails for $2.99 US. Now it is, of course, the publisher is Archie Comics. But I tell you what, pop along to Comic Book Resources. There is a not a trailer, but a preview, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Comic book version of a trailer, and you get to read the first couple of pages. Check out. If you want to see great suspense in a comic, okay, this guy's tapping into what Gene Colan used to do back in the old days. Stanley always talked about Gene Colan.
The almost filmmaking techniques of it.
Yeah, I was talking to you about it in the car the other day. And Gene Colan...
Don't tell people that.
What, about Gene Colan?
No, that we were in a car the other day.
Talking about...
It just sounds like...
You're in a car the other day talking about Colan. What's wrong with that?
Okay,
Carry on.
Carry on.
Anyway... Gene Colan, Stanley used to always say to him, like, here's the page, here's the script, kind of go off and draw it. Gene Colan would have these awesome panels, and he built suspense by having a hand slowly reaching for a doorknob, opening the door. And like, Stanley, like, he's the guy who could build suspense no matter what he drew, but it would take him a book and a half to get a story out because he was, putting so much into it. This guy, Francisco Francavilla, is tapping into Gene Colan there a little bit. Like, there's these shots of the hand going for the door slowly opening. It's all creepy. Beautiful artwork. You see Jughead standing there. What's the dog from Archie?
Dude, I've never read Archie.
Anyway, he's got his dog in Archie. Well, he's standing there with the dogs all kind of slaughtered and stuff. And Jughead.
Wow.
And it's not your regular Archie. Like, these guys look more kind of like, imagine like reading Detective, but it's Archie characters.
Kind of
so
like
it's
how Geek Speak, regular and Kaboom employee Rosie. Yeah. Drew, was it Jughead he did for a...
I think he did.
And he made him look
real,
realistic, less cartoony.
Anyway, that's that. Like I said, go along to Comic Book Resources and check out Afterlife with Archie. Now, there's the first 5 pages.
Should we chuck it on the Facebook page?
We might be able to upload it. As I said, it hits shelves in America Wednesday, October 9th. Your Australian comic book store should have it on shelf by at least Thursday the 10th of October. You won't find it with your regular Archie comics because the company's even come out and gone, please don't put that beside our regular Archie books.
They're selling, don't put it on the same shelf.
Don't put it on the same shelf. Put it in with, if you've got a kids section, put your regular Archie over there. This one goes up near Walking Dead or something like that because it is not to be racked with your regular Archie.
I haven't heard that mentioned on this show for a while.
Not Walking Dead.
Nath on YouTube, he says Archie Andrews.
Archie. That's it. Thank you, Nath. It is Archie Andrews.
We're actually getting quite a lot of comments coming through. So hello to everyone watching.
Because I can't see that distance. I can't find where the camera
is. Well, while you're organising the next, we'll just say g'day to everyone that's watching at home. We've got Josh in America. He says, hey, all from America. Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. How you doing, Josh? And thanks, Josh, for looking after my boo here while he was in the States.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate.
What time is it over there?
Yeah, it's late.
Okay.
It's late.
Is it late or early?
I think it's technically early now. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna cross time zones. It's gonna go cranky and horrible if we keep that up.
So anyway, we're broadcasting from the future to him.
And just quickly say good day to John, who is listening in from the Philippines.
Hey, John from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, by the way, John, I hear Philbars over there, which is a big comic book chain, is under new ownership and all that kind of stuff. John, if you get a chance, pop along to your comic shop over there, take some photos and send back to GeekSpeak because you know what? They've just rebranded it, and it looks fucking... For a comic book store in the Philippines, it looks fucking amazing. John, if you get over there, go and get some photos for me, because I run a comic book store and I want to steal ideas. No, they do. I've been following Philbars for years. They've been around for 20-something years. They've under new ownership.
Yep.
The new owners have come in, and I've seen some pictures of the stores, like some pictures.
Yeah.
Looks fucking... They've only done one big flagship store. They're changing the rest of them.
Cool.
They've got a chain over there, right, in the Philippines. Looks fucking great. John... Let me know your address. I might come and visit you in the Philippines.
Can I just quickly say something? I don't know if this actually happened or not, but I messaged one of my bosses at work today and said, we're doing this tonight, and they're trading till 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And just said, chuck it on one of the Apple computers there and you can have a look see how we've done everything. And I just realised we've been swearing so much in this episode. They wouldn't have been able to watch any of it in the store.
Like, to the punters in JB tonight in Brisbane, I apologise.
To the Queen Street store?
for the F words. But you know what?
Sorry, we didn't
You
do
were frigging warned.
Don't worry, we'll go back and edit that fuck out. That's all right.
We were talking zombies earlier. Now,
We're indeed.
a book that we have pushed before. We've interviewed this guy a couple of times because he's a legend.
He is a really nice
Sohrab
guy.
Del Rio. This guy bought me some Cuba Libres. And
I still maintain a Cuba Libre is like
it's not an animal.
It's some
It is not an animal.
serpenty type. No,
Ignoring him.
people on YouTube send us messages.
Zombie Cities. Now, the first book, what an awesome book that came out last year. Everyone snapped it up. I ran out of stock. We have reordered this book a bunch of times. Thank you, Brendan. I know you're covering up my face. But anyway. Okay, Zombie Cities. I digress. That is an awesome book. I just got it back in stock. This is going hand out of fist outside of our store. Now, we were lucky enough a day after it launched, we were in Sydney for Supernova Sydney down there. Brendan was with me. Ginge was in America, so...
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's all good. What a fantastic book number 2 is. Okay, now, we haven't had a chance to talk about this on the podcast because we've been gone. Zombie Cities, Violence versus Compassion. It launched at King's Comics in Sydney.
It's the week we were in for Supernova, wasn't it?
Same week. Yes. It was the day before we got there.
That's right.
Anyway, we got to check out King's. Great store, some friendly people, and g'day to the crew at King's Comics in Sydney. And Stephen Ford, if you're tuning in, or if you see this, such a nice guy. He come up and introduced himself.
He did,
actually.
He's
one of the King's guys and at Supernova. And Stephen, thanks for the ad on Facebook, mate. Top bloke. And Zombie Cities, you can only find it in a handful of shops around Australia. Kaboom Comics in Toowoomba is one of them, my store. And what a book. Now, Aussie artist, we got to interview this mad bugger a couple of times as well. Paul Abstruse has done some artwork in here. He's also in Zombie Cities Volume
G'day, Paul.
1.
Hey, Paul.
What a top bloke you are. Paul's doing a special commission, actually, very soon, which we'll announce in a couple of weeks for Kaboom Comics. And we might be able to tie it into Geek Speak in some way. But Paul, his computer went down this week. Poor bugger thought he'd lost an arm, okay? Because he couldn't do a lot of... He does a lot of commission work with his computer, right? He scared me today. He put up a picture of himself dressed as an emo. Now, he used to do a social experiment. He dressed up as an emo, go out clubbing and see how people reacted to him. And surprise, Paul, people treated you like shit when you were dressed as an emo, okay? You didn't need to do
very well they could. They're supposed to.
You didn't need to do a social experiment. You could have rung me up and said, Todd, I'm thinking of dressing up as an emo.
You would have had to leave the house.
I would have gone, Paul... Fucking don't, okay? Because people don't like fucking emos. Get a haircut, get a fucking job. That's why I always say to emos.
Emos are so 2006. It's hipsters now.
But you know what? Paul did as a social experiment. He learnt from it, so he's not going to do it anymore. But Paul, as I put a comment on your photo today... don't ever do it again, right? It's crazy. But anyway, Silver Fox Comics...
And for Paul Abstruse, for it to be crazy, that's saying something.
You know, I had such a blast in Sydney talking to him. You're a top bloke, Paul. Thanks very much.
We love you.
For entertaining us in Sydney. It was great to catch up. All of them. Pat Purcell, Carl Purcell, Paul Kakeji. I think I said that right. Paul, if I didn't... You can kick me in the nuts next time you see me. Hayden Fryer, you should check out some of Hayden's work. Yeah. He did an awesome Michael Keaton Batman sketch this week.
Oh, really?
Went up on Facebook. Oh, Hayden, you tap straight into my girly zone right there. Anyway, I digress. Silver Fox Comics, Zombie Cities, head along to their YouTube, not their YouTube, fucking Facebook, because they're not on YouTube. Sorry, Sohrab. You will be on YouTube one day. Check out our YouTube page. Ginge, where can you see it? Fucking say it, Tim.
YouTube.com/Geek Speak Australia.
God, it's like having a fucking hand up a puppet.
Can I talk about something in a minute when you're finished?
Anyway, you can head along there. We've interviewed Sohrab twice. We interviewed him. Paul, what's our fucking host's name? Steve. Got to interview him about this one in Sydney. I'm sorry, Steve.
This is why Todd shouldn't drink before we podcast.
Why? No, it's entertaining.
It is entertaining for people at home.
Fuck, can I finish this?
Yes.
Right? This is like Graham Kennedy trying to do a fucking ad back in the day,
You do have the eyes go a bit big sometimes,
You know what? He had Bert Newton to deal with. I've got 2 fucking moon heads here to deal with, right? Anyway,
it's just my crow impression.
Zombie Cities, Violence versus Compassion. It is out. Get it. You can go along Silver Fox Comics. You can buy it online. You can buy it direct from Sohrab. You can buy it from Kaboom Comics in Toowoomba because I need more whiskey money, okay? There you go. That's fantastic.
Can I just quickly say, you're talking about having a hand up a puppet?
Oh, hang on. Can we just wait there? You've already sold an episode to Nath on the YouTube.
Have I?
He sent a comment saying, could I get a copy of that Zombie City set aside for me? Cheers.
You certainly can, Nath. I will look after you, sir. Yes, you want to talk about
This
aggro.
episode of Geek Speak is now a tax-deductible expense.
So did you see this week that Aggro's made a TV
He
comeback?
did, yeah.
He was on Sunrise yesterday morning, got a massive kiss from Mel Doyle.
Has he replaced Mel?
No, well, no.
I'd fucking watch that.
But
What, Aggro and Koshi?
Aggro and Koshi, yeah, because hopefully Aggro would tell Koshi to get fucked.
but he has got. I don't know
I'd
if
take
it's.
Karl Stefanovic any day over Koshi.
I don't know if it's a day, if it's every day, or if it's once a week. But that daily show that Channel 7 have at 3 p.m. every day now, Aggro's got a segment on that.
Good, because
And-
Jamie Dunn was doing fuck all else.
He's still doing radio, but he actually was on. He went back to the B105 morning crew the other
did
week.
he?
Yes, he did a guest spot on there
for one day?
For one day,
Yeah.
and
I
they,
bet
they
their
talked
ratings
about
went up
everything.
too.
And Aggro, it was mate. Lord Mayor Jim called up.
Oh, no way!
Yes.
Jim! For
Dude.
anyone outside of Queensland, you've got no idea what we're talking about. But if you grew up late 90s, early 2000s here in Queensland and you tuned into B105,
Yeah.
you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Jamie Dunn, he did... Hello?
I do. I really hope, and like all the comments on the Sunrise Facebook page, they were getting hundreds of
Same bring
comments.
back aggro?
Everybody wants, because there was about a year and a half ago, there was an article in the Sunday Mail
Yep.
that they were looking at doing a late night show with him and getting Anne-Marie back, because
that'd be cool.
everybody
And Gibbo. Don't forget Gibbo,
No, Gibbo and
Crikey the
Crikey.
Clown.
Not to be misconstrued with our Gibbo, because he's not fucking going on camera.
No.
Gibbo. Hey, Gibbo! You
because
cool bastard.
everybody who grew up watching Aggro is our age now,
Yeah, that's
and it you know,
Technically,
oh,
he could be as crude as he was in the ad
Yes.
breaks.
Oh, yeah.
as the entire show now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'd
wouldn't it?
watch
anyway,
that.
there you
Yeah.
go. Aggro, he's making a slight comeback. I hope he does, because you know what?
For those people that are watching from the Philippines and America, Aggro was a puppet.
yes,
Yeah,
An ugly puppet, but he was fucking funny.
funny as
was.
shit.
He really
Matter of fact,
was.
he was about as hairy as me. You can call me Aggro Light. What?
Except he was a bit more animated.
Oh, this is Brendan Lowe's last podcast with Geek Speak.
I'll
'cause
still
he's
be on
fucking
Sidekick
fired.
though.
Anyway, popping along, I'm going to talk about this one first. The Batman Annual.
Yeah.
Which I haven't
Who
read
else?
yet, but I will tonight.
Fuck off to the corner, because I'm going to talk about it. Okay, now it's...
Spoilers.
Scott Snyder. Now
Now,
it's not,
this doesn't tap into year 0, does it?
No.
Or 0 year, sorry.
Well,
0 year.
I don't think it... kind of. There's a slight mention of when he was... yes.
Spoilers.
Just to-
You can
Spoilers.
spoil away. I'll read
plug
it
you
tonight
in.
anyway.
Right, it's a very loose tie-in to 0 year. But I tell you what, it's all set within Arkham Asylum.
Oh, cool.
Now, there's a new orderly goes in.
Yeah.
It's his first day on the job and all that kind of stuff. And he's kind of, young, dumb, and full of rum. And
So not much different from any of us here now.
anyway, Batman is in there. They've brought Batman in to do a bit like Escape Plan, the new slice.
Don't. Hey, have you
Slice
seen
Stallone-
it?
What? No,
Have you
what?
seen it?
No, but I'm saying the
Oh, okay.
setup is much like it, where he goes in to break out of Arkham. They're like, we've built this new secure wing for all the rogues.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you go in and see if you can break out? So Batman's like, challenge accepted. Put me in. Comes in and go like, cuff me, put me in. But hang on.
Is he? Cuff me.
Can I just quickly say,
Is he doing the
You know-
Robert Redford role from Sneakers?
yeah,
can I just say to the people watching at home, I don't know if it's because we're on film or because Todd's been drinking, he's never touched us as much as he's done tonight. In this, it's every 2 seconds you're touching one of us, and you don't normally do it.
Guess what? You
When he
get off the
starts
fucking
drinking,
chair in a
he
minute,
starts
right?
getting real handsy.
Yeah, he gets real handsy.
Stop complaining, Brendan.
Can I
He hasn't even touched me.
Can I finish this fucking...
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Go, so take away.
Thank fuck for that.
I'll sit
Anyway,
back over here.
Right, so he goes in and it's his job to break...
Geek Speak Live on
Shut
YouTube,
the
sponsored by
fuck
Coke.
Up.
The drink.
He goes in to break out of the jail, okay? And
Yeah.
so he's in there. This young orderly, Jeremiah Arkham, goes, you kind of underfoot, go off and do something handy. So this inmate called the Anchoress, who's been there way before Jeremiah Arkham, she was there in the day of his grandfather, right? She's that
Okay.
old. And she kind of... I don't want to describe it. I don't want to ruin it because I'll fuck it up. Anyway, she's got a power where she can kind of go... She's intangible, like as in through space and time, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
She's called the Anchoress. Anchoress. Okay, I think I said that right. But anyway, Batman is trying to break out. This young orderly accidentally kind of helps her get free. And she is going against Batman. She wants to take him down because he ruined the sanctuary that is Arkham Asylum. It was a place of healing.
Okay.
Batman comes on the scene in 0 year, and suddenly Arkham Asylum is no longer a place of sanctuary. It's a home for the criminally insane, if you know what I mean. So the Joker and the Riddler and Penguin and all that kind of stuff. So she's angry at Batman. She's like, you ruined my chance at rehabilitation. So she goes off to try and take down Batman. So anyway, there's 3 stories in there, and they essentially all centre around Anchoress.
I'm looking forward to reading this.
It's actually quite good. It's quite good. Although everyone's saying on the net how good this annual is, right?
Yeah.
I read the detective annual. I would almost say the detective annual is a little bit better. But anyway, that's.
Did you want to show the crowd at home, Brendan?
Pop it up there, Brendan. Do it. Look at that, fantastic.
We should have the music.
Now, folks, you actually get to see what I have to work with on a podcast.
Okay.
The other one I read this week, because it came out this week, Batman Detective Comics by, of course, John Layman and Jason Fabok. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, bad luck. That's how I'm pronouncing it. And it is issue number 23 now. It is the continuing storyline with the Wraith.
Yeah.
Okay, now they've introduced this character in there. And he's got like sidekick Scorn. Right, they're targeting police officers, the GCPD. Okay,
I'm a few issues.
Remind that.
I'm a few issues behind with Detective, but
Check
keep going.
this storyline out. John Layman, has been knocking it out of the ballpark. Like, because Tony S. Daniel was doing it beforehand, and I was getting bored with Detective.
Yeah, I was kind of over it.
John Layman has come out, and Jason Fabok, love his art style. It's just a clean art style, tells the story how it should be, and conveys the story well. Loving it. But anyway, this here, Batman has to drag Alfred in to help him take down the Wraith. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And so you see Alfred's a bit nervous and everything else, but there's a cool line in it where he goes, "I've got your man. Who am I speaking to? His boss, the Money Man, or Batman?" And all you see is Batman's kind of lips in the Batwing,
cowl.
and he kind of goes, "You're talking to Batman, and I'm coming after you." And I'm kind of like, that's pretty fucking cool. So I had a little mini fanboy moment when I read that this week. That came out this week. Batman Detective Comics 23 on comic book shop shelves. And if you're into the devil's device like our GeekSpeak host Steve Muller is, you can get it on Comixology and all that kind of stuff. But why the fuck would you? It's a digital file you can't transfer.
The cover looks cool, and the costume design looks really awesome
Show
too.
this one. Oh, better show.
Pop it up there, show it off.
Just quickly too, while still talking about
Wonderful.
Batman.
Yep.
It's not airing over here yet. But if you have other means where you can watch TV shows that aren't airing over here,
because he's just shifty prick.
Have you checked out, or I know you haven't, but you're going to check out Beware the Batman has started
I'll be checking it
airing
out tomorrow, thanks to you giving it to me tonight.
and
I meant the episode.
And also giving the episodes to him.
So I think it's 4 episodes in the States now. I've seen the first one.
Yep.
You're going to watch the first one. It's not bad.
Apparently the storyline is really good, but people are not digging the 3D style.
It's taking me...
animation.
I'm going to have to watch more to sort of get into that animation style.
Yep.
The other thing with the first episode is the 2 villains were Grant Morrison villains. Professor Pig and Toad.
Which I don't understand why... anyway.
But
Anyway.
look,
You've got a great rogues gallery.
It's okay,
You've got
yeah.
Batman, hands down, Batman's got one of the best rogues gallery around, okay? You got the fucking Two-Face, Joker, Riddler, Penguin, Bane,
that's
right?
what you watch a Batman
Why?
cartoon
Tut.
for.
What?
I said King Tut.
Right.
Egghead?
Egghead, yeah.
Anyway, you've got one of the best rogues gallery known to man.
Mm-hmm.
Bookworm.
Why do you need to fuck around with a
Bookworm.
Crazy Quilt.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Professor Pig. There will be a new segment coming up on our the pilot that we're filming next week for we'll talk about it later. But anyway, radio. We're going to have a segment called Lamest Villain.
Oh,
Something
cool.
like that, or lamest character, and it's going to interchange each week. We're going to do a bio.
And if any bastard mentions Dog Welder, I'll kick their ass.
I don't know why he hates dogs, but he loves dog well.
Yeah.
Anyway, great, fantastic. There's the comics.
So check it
of
out.
the
And
week.
Alfred is really good in Beware the Batman.
We've talked about cartoons. We've talked about video games. I think we've covered pretty much everything apart from sex, and we're not going to cover that because we are not that kind of show. Do not.
This
send,
type of show is not smutty.
at least not while the cameras are rolling.
Do not send your sexual health related questions to us because you want answers. You're going to get some weird shit.
I just remembered something we were going to tell about.
And you tell me I'm handsy.
Yes. I have a little story about something that happened when we were at Supernova in Sydney that I want to name and shame a celebrity.
Oh, thank fuck. I thought he was talking about me.
I was thinking I wasn't even there, but I'm sure I'm going to get incriminated somehow.
What happened in Sydney stays in Sydney.
Oh, we're going to talk
Apart
about
from this.
the bitch that is Margot Kidder.
Now,
Okay,
Wade
what
has not
happened?
Wade has not
I've
heard this story.
whatsoever.
Okay. So
Pull up a stump hole.
All right. Okay. Hang on. I need to go get a harp and play in the background and just go.
So let's take you back about 6 weeks ago to Sydney.
Shit,
So
that's a long time ago.
anyway,
We have to do like Waynesville.
so
6 weeks ago.
we are at Supernova in Sydney.
Yeah.
All the celebrities have their tables set up where they generally do to have the autographs.
Yeah.
People lined up everywhere. Margot Kidder is at her table.
No one.
No one.
Nothing.
What?
I know,
Empty line.
dude. I was gutted. I'm like, it's Margot Kidder.
It's Lois Lane.
This is the week before Man of Steel came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lois fucking Lane is right there. Dude, no one gave a rat's ass.
Oh, shit.
Beside her, there's nothing against this woman, but beside her was the chick who voiced Amy in Futurama.
Yeah.
She had a 10-minute wait to get an autograph. Margot Kidder had no one. Anyway, I mean, sporadically throughout the day, like a person came up and then maybe two, but
Yep.
for the most part, she had no one there.
Yeah.
We were talking to the publicist for Supernova about who he asked who we wanted to get an interview with.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't go for the people that have got a line 1,000
You
metres
don't
long.
want to cut it.
Yeah.
You want to-
Even though he did give us
No.
Alan Tudyk and we were the only people that
We-
got him that day.
We're
Hello, Lionel.
fanboys first and foremost, so we don't want to cut into lines in an interview when there's people who have been
No,
waiting
because that's gonna-
patiently for 2 hours to get it.
That's
to get
gonna piss them
something
off.
signed by them. We don't want to do that to you.
However, so
Margot
when he
Kidder
asked...
had no one.
When he asked who we wanted to see, I said to Steve, our host, I'm like, ask for Kidder. She's got no one there.
Yeah.
It's the week before Man of Steel comes out. What a get, Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
We were from here to maybe where the laptop is, away from Margot Kidder.
And on the camera, it looks a fair distance, but it's not.
yeah, at the table.
It's a metre away.
Probably about
3
that
feet.
distance, maybe a little bit further. But anyway,
Okay.
we were within earshot.
Okay.
Lionel has gone up to Margot Kidder to ask if she would like to be interviewed.
Yep.
You can hear the mumbles and everything, and then you just hear, yep, this is from Margot Kidder. Yep. Oh, is it just an online thing? Oh, no. To which I was this close to going, Margot, there is no one here to see you. You don't even have to stand up. We will come to you and talk to you at your desk. She did not want to give us the time of day because we were an online-only media
Well,
outlet.
actually, technically we're not.
Well,
either.
technically
on
we're not.
TV, we're on podcast. we got everything.
Didn't
But
want to give
anyway,
us the time of day. And there was no one there to see her.
Can I just say, Margot Kidder, you really need to give up crack because you're not that old, but you look like 110.
And it,
My scrotum has less wrinkles than
Hang
you,
on.
I understand that.
and that's saying something.
I understand she is of the older school.
Yeah.
Of and
Old.
this whole thing.
Old, I'm pretty sure she. Jesus.
This whole thing is new. It's to her to be a new thing, and she did the Today Show while she was here and everything.
Yep.
But that demographic aren't coming to Supernova.
no, that's right.
The type of people that watch and listen to this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They're the crowd that are coming to Supernova.
and also
hence
the
why-
crowd who lined up to see David Hasselhoff, who's promoting nothing.
Hence why there was nobody there. And again, the mainstream media,
Yeah.
there were more in Sydney than there were at the Gold Coast, being Sydney.
Yep.
They were only there. They fucking interviewed Hasselhoff, and that was it. And they fucked off. And it's like, nobody is here to see that guy.
Thanks for that lovely story out of Sydney. There will be more stories about our Sydney trip, including some that I originally sworn Brendan to secrecy. But you know what? He's got a blabbermouth on him too. It's going to come out eventually,
Yeah.
so we might as well do it on camera in the coming weeks. I just want to give a quick shout out before we sign off because it's getting to the end of the show. Crayfish. I'm catching up tomorrow night with the artist from this upcoming Aussie comic. Keep an eye out. It will be coming up on Possible in the near future. Okay, his name is Adam Rose, and he's doing work on Killaroo for Darren Close, a great Aussie comic.
Yeah.
He's working with Drew and Ali from Kate Billowing Publishing very soon.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is going to be doing some great work in the coming months. I tell you what, and this book right there, The Crayfish, this time next year, you should see it on shelves around Australia in independent comic book stores, okay? Anyway, I'll be doing dinner with him. I'm going to pick his brain, and next week, you never know, we might have some juicy goss from this man right there, Adam
We need to get him on
Ross.
another show.
An insider into the comic?
That's right. So
Actually, I just had a thought. I'm going
Did
to
it hurt?
officially put it out there to Adam, and I'm going to talk to Steve. Adam lives in Brisbane, so does Steve and I. I want to get him on an episode of Sidekick.
Sidekick, you can do it because you know what? That's your job as sidekicks. Ginger and I, we are the pretty boy talent. You guys are
Puppet
the
masters. The puppet masters.
these guys are the sober ones usually. But anyway, there you go.
Can I just quickly
No.
this news isn't comic or pop culture related, but I have to say it. When I was in America, there was an air flight incident where a plane crashed.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yes.
And I'm going on the record, and all of us say it was very sad.
It was very sad.
However, When the American authorities, the American media outlets got word of the name of the pilots of this aircraft, they released
This is the Korean ones, isn't
This is
it?
the Korean air.
Yeah, I know this.
And for those at home that didn't hear, they released the names of 4 pilots.
This went to air in America.
Live in America.
Okay, they didn't fact check,
No.
and they got egg on their. They got
The
egg
TV
noodles on their faces after this one.
The TV identified the 4 pilots as Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
That's my favourite.
And you know what? It's very tragic. What
It's an
happened. It really
absolute
is.
tragedy, but fuck, that makes it great.
I just like to say to whoever that news editor was in America, the fact that you didn't fucking fact check, is absolutely crazy. You really, really should have done that before you went to air.
Now, there was a
Did nothing tip you off when you went there? And the captain of the plane, something
There
wrong.
was a story that the Koreans have now come out and done like something back at the Americans about victims, because there was that plane that there was another incident that happened in America recently with the plane, wasn't there?
I have no
And
idea.
The Koreans have come out with allegedly with a news article doing the same thing, but with American names. Like one of them was a passenger who was looking for compensation, and her name was Macy Lawyers and stuff like that. So yeah, apparently the
Good on the Koreans. Your jokes fell flat. It's not
flat as the plane.
It's not pop culture related. So we're not going to get into it. I know you want to talk about Man of Steel, but you know what? We are running out of time.
Yeah, we're
we'll
out of
talk
time.
about it another
We've been talking
time.
for the last hour.
We need to move along. I hope you guys tuned in tonight. I hope you had fun watching via YouTube. You've actually seen us do a podcast. You know how ugly this is. And you know what? I hope you didn't lose your lunch or dinner. Actually,
And thank you very much
Or
for
breakfast,
everyone
maybe?
that's
Especially
been
if you're
watching at home.
John in the Philippines. I'm serious. Head along to Phil Bar. Send me some photos. You guys are lucky. You've got a great comic book chain over there in the Philippines. Josh, who is in LA.
He's over.
Where are you, Josh?
He took a plane trip tonight.
Did you?
This afternoon,
where'd you
this
fly?
morning.
Is it on there? Is he coming up? No? Okay, Josh, wherever you are representing us, hopefully, in LA for the Geeky Awards, because we can't, me and this sexy beast here, we can't make it over, okay?
Well, technically we could, but you know,
I told
like
you I can't, okay? There's that restriction upon me. Anyway, we can't make it over. Josh is going to represent us. Josh, thank you very much, and what a nice bloke he is. So he's been sending us great messages.
is
and all
he
that kind of
actually going along to the?
He'll be going on-
hopefully he'll
to
be
the
able
Geeky
to.
Awards.
He'll
cool.
be able
So,
to manage
Nath-
it. Although
to Nath, make sure you do get into contact if you want a copy of
Zombie
versus
City.
Compassion, Zombie Cities Volume 2. Let us know. We will manage to get a copy in your hands somehow. Let me tell you that. Okay, guys, time for a sign-off. Ginge, where can people find us?
YouTube.com/GeekSpeak Australia, Facebook.com/GeekSpeak TV, at GeekSpeakAU, and GeekSpeakAU@gmail.com.
Fantastic. You can tune into this man right here at...
Geek Speak Sidekick.
That's right. It goes up via our podcast
with
channel
Steve.
every
Just
week.
hit up the Facebook page. All the links are there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Or just type in GeekSpeak Live onto iTunes.
Yes.
Yeah, this episode will also, of course, be podcasted via our iTunes, and some big things coming with GeekSpeak in the coming weeks, that kind of stuff. Stay tuned. We'll be posting more info as that comes available.
Will
We're
indeed.
going back to film. We're in the studio in a couple of weeks. Next weekend? When is it?
Yeah, next weekend.
Fuck, they come around quick. Next weekend, we'll be back in the studio filming more great segments for girly Geek Speak.
We did say
Regular Geek Speak, and I tell you what, you might even get a couple of little videos of me and the Ginger Man here.
not for Geek Speak, but anyway.
No, they'll just be... You know what? Everyone has to release a sex tape somewhere along the line.
Well, hey, it gets you publicity.
does.
Allegedly.
I was just about to say,
alleged about it.
I remember having a conversation with you at the start of the year.
Hurry up, 'cause
and
my
I
drink is
said,
nearly empty.
I have a feeling that this year is going to be the year of Geek Speak, and so far, nothing has changed my opinion. And in fact, I've been surprised by how much Geek Speak has grown this year. It's been fantastic.
It's been great. I was in Sydney, obviously, with you, and we got recognised for different...
Yeah, we did. We were getting
All
recognised.
that kind of stuff. I'm like, yes, and I got my pants on and I'm sober. Aren't you out of luck? Anyway, Ginge, they can tune in again next week. Are we doing this again next week? We're going to have a crack at this next week?
Yeah, the people
you
at
liked
home,
it-
if you enjoyed it,
Send us an email. What's the email address again?
GeekSpeakAU@gmail.com.
Where are you again?
Geek Speak Sidekick on the Facebook page.
Where the fuck am I again? Anyway, we'll
Your
see you
own
next
store.
week. Thank you for tuning in. Geek Speak, Australia's #1 geek pop culture podcast and TV series. I've been your host, Todd Bailey. This man has been...
Wake ups and on pots and pans.
This man has been...
Brendan Lowe.
And I hope you've been entertained. See you next time.